over 4 plus 3 equals 5. Okay, so there's no difference to what we're doing in the last topic. There's some things that we have to do first, okay? And you need to be mindful that let's not do the fraction first, let's do the whole number first. Okay, so if we were to take, what we're trying to do, remember from our last topic, is we're trying to get everything removed from here, so we're just left with our x. Okay, so we just want x left on its own. And in order to do that, we've got x divided by 4 plus 3 equals 5. We want to get rid of the 3. So in order to get rid of 3, we'd have to take 3 from there. We've got 3 things. If we were to take 3 things away, we'd be left with 0. That's what we want, isn't it? We want to get rid of the plus 3. We want to get rid of the divide 4. And we do that by doing opposite operations, or thinking that if we've got 3 things here, we want to take 3 away from it. That leaves it with nothing. Of course, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. Alright, so this process here must happen. This should be, I'm going to go reasonably quick because this should not be unfamiliar to you. You know, you should look at it and go, oh yeah, I'm getting what he's on about. 5 take 3. So what we're left with is x divided by 4. This is all gone now, isn't it? It's all gone. And 5 take 3 is equal to 2. Yeah? We're alright with that? If we had something divided by 4, how could we get rid of something that was divided by 4? What's the opposite to divide, Jared? Multiply. That's what we've got. In red is our thinking. Opposite of that is to do that. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. What's 4 divided by 4? 1. Okay? So what we're left with is 1x equals, what's 2 times 4? Is equal to 8. X equals 8. We're suggesting x equals 8. We can do a quick check. X divided by 4 plus 3, it should equal 5. It should equal 5. We reckon x is 8. 8 divided by 4 plus 3 should equal 5. What's 8 divided by 4? How many 4's go into 8? 2 plus 3 should equal 5. 2 plus 3, we know we've got it right. So the process doesn't change. What we've got is 2 and negative 5x will equal 9. Again, we want to get rid of everything on this side so that we're left with x, yeah? That's what we've got to do. We've got 2 things here. How do we get rid of those 2 things? We could, but what's the opposite from having plus 2 things there? Is to take 2 things. Just take 2 things away, yeah? Don't try, I think we're trying to overcomplicate it. Let's just try and take 2 things away. Yeah? That would leave us with nothing there, would it? That's what we want. We want to get rid of that. But, Jess, what we do... Absolutely, do it to the other side as well. So we're left with that, yeah? Remember the red that I'm doing here is your thinking. This is the stuff you're doing in your head. I guess this is the stuff that you're actually calculating. So these are the calculations, but these are the things you're thinking in red. Okay. Negative 5x equals 9 take 2 is equal to 7. Okay? We have negative 5 times x in here, don't we? We have negative 5 times x. What's the opposite of timesing it? Is to divide it. Negative 5 divided by negative 5, that's your thinking, because a negative and a negative makes a positive. 5 divided by 5, 1, and we've got the x anyway. Do we leave it as 7? What do I have to do, Jaden? Excellent. Really well said. divide 7 because we did this side, so we must do it this side. Okay, so what you're left with is x equals 7 over -5, or -7/5. Now you can check that. Again, you can check it. You've got a calculator that does these fractions really easily, haven't you? So put it in. 2 subtract brackets 5 times -7/5 end brackets, and that should equal 9. Just as we did here. We checked it. Just as we did. And it works. And it works. The beauty of this thing, guys, is you can check your answer all the time. So you might be sitting there. I'll just pause that. We've got 5 plus 3d over 2 equals -7. 5 plus 3 times an unknown divided by 2, when we get that, it should equal -7. Alright, what's the first thing we'd do there, Ella? Excellent. You got the +5 here, +5 here. So you want to get rid of it, so you're going to do take 5, alright? And I'm going to do your thinking again in red. And the blue, the black is what you actually calculate. 5 take 5. We want to get rid of this. We want to get rid of this. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. Awesome. Okay. I think I'm in black. So what that'll leave you with, importantly, is plus 3d. Plus 3d over 2 will equal, what's -7 take 5? -7 take 5, Charlotte? We're -7, so we need to do some number line stuff, yeah? Thank you. Remember number line, you know, to go on forever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, blah, blah, blah. We're at -7, which is here. -7. Let's just make out we're at 3. What's 3 take 1? 2. Which way did we go on the number line? 3 take 1? We went that way, yeah? So anytime we are subtracting, we go this way on a number line. Every time we are adding, what's 2 plus 1? It's 3. We go that way. These are some notes you should be taking in your glossary. If you're having trouble with negative numbers, I'm not going to sit you there and treat you like children and say, now everybody copy down a number line. Alright, what I'm saying is, if you need this support, do one in the back of your book. Do it in your glossary so you use it. Or use your calculator. We're at -7 and we are taking 5. We're at -7 and we're taking 5, so we must go that way. -7, 1, -8, 2, -9, 3, -10, 4, -11, 5 on our number line would be -12. And I'm sorry it all carries into each other, but that's essentially how we set it up. -11, -10, -9, -8, -6, -5, and so we've got. Alright, you get the picture, yeah? So -7 take 5 is -12. If you don't know that, just get a number line or just make sure you get your calculator in front of you. What would be the next thing we'd try and get rid of there? Jess? We could try that. I'd suggest we try and get rid of the divide first, okay? Because what you want to try and get, of course, Jess, is just this on its own, and then it's a lot easier. Alright, so let's go. This is the process. Let's try and get it to this on its own, and so by doing that, we'd have to get rid of this. 3d divided by 2 equals -12. Now, what's the opposite of dividing by 2? Is to multiply by 2. And what we do to one side, we must do to the other. Multiply by 2. This is your thinking. This is your doing. Okay? What will that leave us? Just as Jess said before, that'll just leave us 3d on its own. Okay? -12 times 2. Jared, -12 times 2?
Is -10.
Awesome. Negative and a positive makes a negative. 12 times 2 is 24. Very good. 3D, Jaden. What does 3D say to you in your head? What are you saying in your head? Exactly what I wanted you to say. It's 3 times D. Absolutely. So we've got something which says 3 times D equals negative 24, and the opposite, 2 times 3 is 2. Divide 3. Therefore our action is to have negative 24 divided by 3. That would leave D on its own. 3 divided by 3 gives you 1 D, and negative 24 divided by 3, negative 8. Negative and a positive makes a negative. 24 divided by 3 is negative 8. Can we check it? So question 3 of 2E, 5y take negative 7 equals negative 12. Remember we multiply everything outside the brackets by that which is inside. What would that leave me with, please, Shayla? 5y. Okay, remember this is a multiply. So 5, positive 5 times negative 7. A positive and a negative makes a negative. And 5 sevenths. Excellent. So negative 35 will equal, negative 12. And then we're left with whatever we did in the last question, wasn't it? Which is try and move all of this and move this to get y on its own. I'm going to go through that relatively quickly. Equals negative 12. Our thinking again is negative 35. So what's the opposite of negative 35, Ellen? Plus 35. What we do to one side, we must do to the other. Plus 35. Okay, that gets rid of that. So we're left with 5y equals negative 12 plus 35. Don't know if our calculator here does negative numbers. We'll try. Negative 12. No, doesn't, I don't think. Oh yeah, might do. Okay, we'll try. Negative 12. No. You should have your calculators in front of you by now. Negative 12 plus 35. This probably won't do it. 23. Okay, we're on that number line. If we go back, alright, it was negative 12 plus 35, negative 12 plus 35, negative 12, and we're adding 35, and because we're adding, we're going this way. Negative 12 plus 35, you're going along 35 places, and what you end up here is 23. So 5y will equal 23. We've got 5 times y. The opposite to 5 times is 2. Divide by 5. That will leave you with 1y. Okay. Will equal 23 divided by 5. Can we simplify 23 divided by 5? Not really. We could say 5's going to 24 times. And so what we've got is 4 3/5. Okay, so that's about as simple as you can get it. You could leave it in that form, or you could simplify it to get it to that form, which would make it a bit easier, a bit nicer. You alright with that? Alright with that, Ellen? Shayla, Michaela? Cool. So that's question 3. Notice that the process is just the same as what we've spoken about. So it's no different, it's just the expanding part which could come as a few issues. So question 4 is pretty much the same. I'll go through one of them quickly. Question 4 will go for 4 x take 1 plus x take 1 equals 0. So this is question 4C. We're going to expand the brackets first. So this will be 4x. 4 times by negative 1 is negative 4 plus x take 1 equals 0. The like terms is 4x and plus x gives us what, Jess?